Hi, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to make this really cute little gift box. Here, my Stampers 10 ladies have got this pattern already pre-scored in their bag. So this is what we're going to start off with. I've got a piece of cardstock here which is 24 centimetres by 21 centimetres, and what I've done is I've already scored it at 2.5 inches from either side, and then 2.5, and then 2 from that one, 2.5, 2, and then I've left a little flap at the end. What we can see here is where the small flap is on this edge here. This is the front flap of your box on your lid. So we're going to cut away this corner . And we're going to cut down so we're cutting away 2 squares on either side, and what we're going to do is we're going to create some flaps here on this square, something like that, and also same thing on this side. Okay, these are the sides of my box. I make most of my box templates just by scoring squares and then putting flaps in. Okay, so I'm cutting along the flaps which I've added in. So what I'm left with is my basic box shape. I've got the front of my box, which is 2.5 inches wide, the base of my box, which is 2 inches, the back of my box, which is 2.5 inches wide again, and then the flap of my box, which is 2 inches, and then the leftover piece, which is the flap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold down my score lines. As you see, I've added the flaps to the 2 centre pieces, which are going to fold up to create the sides of my box. And I want to make a window to go in the front of my box, so I'm going to use my 1 3/8 circle inch punch, my 1 3/8 inch circle punch even. I'm just going to punch a hole in the front of my box there. So I'm going to use my vintage roller and my soft suede ink pad. I'm going to open my ink pad and I'm going to roll my roller through my ink pad. I'm not going backwards and forwards because that means you only get ink on one part of it. I am rolling it all the way across the ink pad. And then I'm starting off the paper and I'm just rolling forwards. You could roll backwards if you find that easier for you. And do the side of the box in the same way. And because you're doing quite a short roll, you don't need to put a cartridge in necessarily, and it also doesn't matter too much if it's not straight, so it's adding a little bit of pattern to our box. And for this box, because I'm using very vanilla cardstock, it's quite lightweight, so I don't need to use sticky strip. So I'm going to add adhesive to the 4 flaps, and I'm going to fold the box together. And I'm going to stick the back of the box together. Okay, so there's our basic box with the lid which just comes down. And you also notice that I've got a scrap of rich raspberry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a little bit of adhesive to that cardstock, and I'm just going to wrap it around the base of my box and fold the end over. You need a little bit more adhesive on that side. You may find that you want to use sticky strip for this. And then I have a little bit of excess cardstock on the end. So I'm just going to snip that off. So I've got a nice rich band. Now you'll also find in your kit that you have a piece of acetate. And what I'm just going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to the 2 sides. And I'm going to slip that in to the back of my window so nothing will fall out. Okay, and then the next thing you need to do is, like we did with the other project where we did the butterfly, you have lots of scrap pieces left over from making your box. This is one of the sides. So I'm going to take the butterfly with the soft suede and stamp it on the cardstock. And then with the rich raspberry and my blender pen, I'm going to pick up the colour and take the colour just around the edges. I'm not worrying too much if I've gone over the edges of the image, because I'm going to cut them out anyway. And then I'm going to cut him out again, and I'm going to mount him on the front with some dimensional foam pads. If you wanted to, you could roll the inside of your box too, so that you've got pattern through the window, but I quite liked mine looking plain. So there's your finished box. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Next month we'll be doing something a little bit different. So I'll see you again then. Bye.